The stock market is crashing. What's going to happen next and what should you do? Now, obviously, no one can predict the future, and if somebody's telling you they know exactly what's going to happen next, you probably should not listen as they're probably lying. So, um, one of the best things to do in a situation like this is simply to compare how the current crash that's ongoing looks compared to other similar types of crashes that have happened. So this is a daily chart going back to sometime in 2019, so a couple of years or so. So it's a good amount of time to look back on. So we can see that there have been a number of instances where the market has gone down pretty severely in a relatively short period of time. So looking at the current one, it's a pretty sharp drop. It's really going down with no little or very little resistance to the upside, nothing really pushing back up against it. We can see back here around September, there was definitely a severe downturn for a little bit, but there was a lot of still kind of resistance pushing back up. As you can see, it was more choppy. It wasn't this severe, just kind of almost straight down line that it's in now. Um, Going back further, you can kind of see this here looks back in October of 2020. Looks maybe a little bit more similar. So in that instance, it would have been important if you got out of the market to pay attention because pretty soon after it started going up pretty rapidly. So if you had gotten out at this point and just sat out of the market for a month or so, you would have missed out on some pretty big gains. So the takeaway from this is that if you do decide to sell now, you should still keep paying close attention. And then going back further, we can see there was another one a little bit before that, maybe a little bit more similar to what's going on now too. But then we get back to February of 2020, which was the COVID crash, and that was kind of the big one where it really went down quite a bit. Um, so probably everyone's fear at this point is that this current crash could start to resemble this other one. So if you compare here to this, it looks pretty similar in that it's really just going down with very little resistance. It's already gone down more than the other crashes in between that kind of resembled it in a way in that they didn't have much pushback to the upside. So a lot of people would probably say it's a good time to sell. I wouldn't disagree with that, but what I would say is what the charts teach us is that once you do sell, you need to be on the lookout because at some point it's going to stabilize probably, and it's probably going to start going back up pretty rapidly. So it wouldn't be good to sell here and then sit out for a month and then get back in. Well, I'm not sure a month, but you want to get back in as soon as it starts looking good again. You don't want to just sit out indefinitely because you took a loss now, because a lot of people that have stayed in their portfolio now and still haven't sold, they've already taken a big loss. So if you sell now and take that loss and you don't get back in once it kind of stabilizes, then you're even in a worse position really.